My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Rhapsody in the Hearthstone Arena. Hell yeah. That last run, well, it went well-ish, kind of. Let's see if any of these reflect any of our current... This kind of does. Alright, we'll do Warlock. Okay, so... I will quickly check, hang on, I'll just quickly check exactly who gave this request. I think it was, Michael Sell, but the request was very specifically for a Warlock, mainly comprised of 1 and 2 drop minions, so a Zoo Warlock in Arena. I'm pretty certain, in fact, it was, Michael Sell. Let me just quickly find this. A lot of Dark Souls comments and stuff like that recently. I'm so glad that series is picking off. Yes, Michael Sell, Warlock, and pick the lowest cost cards. Okay, so that seems pretty specific actually. I should pick literally the lowest cost card in every single one of the set matchups. So, this is Little Exorcist. I'm not really going to explain my decision making because it's going to be... the problem with Voidcaller is it's only ever going to bring out cheaper minions. So, Spellbreaker is actually better. Because, you know, it's the lowest cost card. So, it's not going to be summoning a Dread Infernal. Power Overwhelming, unfortunately, is the lowest cost out of those. Corruption, oh no. Flame Imp, definitely, is stronger. Sacrificial Pact, of course, good work. Grimscale Oracle, well, this is a throwing run, I can tell you that much right now. Another Sack Pact. Oh god. Felguard. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna need the Mana Crystals if I'm, you know, going for the cheapest card in every single pack. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't take the Succubus, I'm taking the Puddle Stomper. Especially because the Puddle Stomper actually has synergy with, not only the Grimscale Oracle, but all of the other really cheap Murlocs we might end up picking up. But then specifically on top of it, if I took the Succubus, I'd just waste my early hand too easily. Clockwork Gnome is officially better than the other one. Shield Bearer is kind of okay, actually, if I get to build up my micro machine behind it. Oh no. Tinkertown Technician, hell yeah. How many? I've got 1, 2... Got 2 cards to combo with the Tinkertown Technician. Void Terror. Mistress of Pain I'm kind of considering very highly right now. I mean, I don't have any things I want to swap on my side. It is a demon card, it has synergy there. Restore that much health to your hero. That's probably not going to be too useful. I can't even buff... fuck it. I'll just take the Crazed Alchemist. Worgen Infiltrator. Excellent. That's another Grimscale Oracle, unfortunately. Leper Gnome. Oh dear god. No. So 2 Flame Imps. How many other demons have I got? A Void Terror and a Felguard. Well, I wish I could take the Dancing Swords, because if I'm trying to go fully aggressive, Dancing Swords is way better than each of them, but I'll take the Demon Fire for removal. Harvest Golem, hey! We actually got a decent card. Clockwork Gnome. Direwolf Alpha is going to be super important with so many cheap minions, so that I can trade them effectively. Sense Demons is unfortunately not going to be super helpful for us. Blood Corsairs, very unfortunate. Alright, I'm going to be surprised to get 2 wins. Very, very severely, not only surprised, but I'll be disappointed in the people that lose to me if I get more than 2 wins. So, this is all about just get really cheap cards in my early hand, throw them all out onto the field, and hope my opponent can't deal with them all by the time we've killed the opponent. We also kind of need to hope that our opponent has a horrible opening hand. So Sack Pact needs to go back. I have enough 1-drops that I need to try and rely on getting 2 1s. So on turn 2 I can play a 1 and then another 1. Fastest turn ever? If my opponent plays a 2-2, I'm gonna feel raw. No I won't, because the 2-2 would trade into the 3-2. So I guess if they played a Haunted Creeper this turn with a coin, I would feel a little dumb. But then I guess I'll just silence it with Iron Geek Owl. Do I still silence that with Iron Beak Owl? I think if I do, I don't do it this turn. Because my opponent's going to have a way to power that up. So they have to have either Timberwolf or Direwolf Alpha in their deck. Both of which okay picks as a hunter. But they're going to have one of the two in their hand. And play it so that they can actually make a trade here. So I think I have another turn before I have to silence this. Which means I get to play a 2 and a 1. Oh, that's not good. I still get to trade across. That goes down to 2 attack even if I silence it, so there's no reason for me not to trade. Is that true? What if I silence it, Worgen Infiltrator, and then just run to the face? That kind of seems like a better play. It's worse against a few things. Okay, I'm gonna silence it, play down a Worgen Infiltrator. And then just face. So this is horrible against Unleash the Hounds, because then my whole board gets cleared except for the 2-1 in stealth. Of course, my opponent ends up with a 2-2 at the very end of that, but, you know, that's exactly what I don't need, my opponent equalizing the board in any fashion. As soon as that happens, we've lost the game, right? We don't have any catch-up mechanisms. What? We need to be in, like, super late game before we can tap and then play all of our cards in our hand. We need, like, all of our games, we need our opponent to have a shit opening hand and have, oh, don't get a beast. And have basically nothing worth playing from then on, and also have no board clear and also no taunts. No armor mechanisms and no heals. Yeah, it's not good. Arcane Shot. It makes sense for the 2-2 to go into the 3-1 here as well. Unless you have a 0 mana card, you're not playing it. The card that you drew, I think, was Arcane Shot, right? Yeah. So I have the option to tap and then play something, or play Little Exorcist plus Grimscale Oracle. I think I actually have to be so aggressive that I can't hold on to the Little Exorcist. I've also placed the Little Exorcist way over here on the left, next to the least valuable of the minions I currently have on the board, because it just has lower attack stats. Because it means if my opponent does 1 turn from now have Explosive Shot, it hits the Little Exorcist and kills a 1-1, rather than, you know, removing too many things. Oh. Well. I didn't think that was the one you got. Uh-oh. That's actually a very effective one as well. That's the end of our game. Because that goes into that. You can trade the 1-1 into a 2-1 and stop yourself from bleeding. Because then next turn I have to trade a 1 and a 2 to kill the Tundra Rhino. Otherwise, I'm just in danger of dying immediately. That's it. Game over. I could easily just straight up concede right now. There's nothing doing for the rest of this match.
Quickly.
Too many trash cards. So Zoo Warlock only works when you actually get to make discerning picks about exactly which are going to be valuable and which are not. Yeah, I just gotta flood the board. Is there any way that I can accidentally pull out a win here? Okay, here's how I pull out a win, right? My opponent goes entirely for face, and I've lost already, by the way, because especially that happening, I'm gonna have to trade my whole board for that. I've got no chance to win. But especially, like, if my opponent played, what's his name, Illidan Stormrage, then I could sack pact it because it's a demon card, and then I get, like, 0 mana for, I think, Illidan's, like, 5? 6? 7? No one plays Illidan, I've no clue. I get pretty good value on that. Oh, that'd be pretty good. Yep. Hey, this is going to be a quick arena to record on my side, at least. Whoa.
I am ready.
It's corrupt.
Well played.
I'm dead. So my opponent currently has 4, 8, 10, and then 4 mana from hand. So Arcane Shot plus Kill Command will do it for a total of 6 mana. Using the Steady Shot hero ability would be exactly 17. The thing that you always do when someone corrupts your minion, this is why corruption's such a bad card, because you corrupt someone's really important minion, and then they just run it into one of yours, like, it doesn't matter to them. So he'll run his Tundra Rhino directly into my Clockwork Gnome. It'll go down to a 4-5, and my opponent doesn't care because, oh wait, really? Oh, do you have lethal? No? Oh, yes, I got a sack pact. Excellent. So now I can sacrifice nothing. Overwhelming. Alright, I'm gonna try to win this game. No, wait, I totally can't.
Job's done.
Yeah, there was no way of me doing those correctly. Oh, I could have kept myself alive by trading my entire board. That goes in there, that goes in there. This gets the Power Overwhelming and runs into the Stampeding Kodo. My entire board is clear. My opponent remains on 12 health and I have 4 health. But that doesn't result in a win anyway. This is just me trying to put out as much damage as I possibly can. Time Rewinder. Oh, baby. That does nothing for me. I have 1 charge minion in the deck. I'm actually straight up at this point, like having played through at the very least 1 match with the deck, I'm going to be very surprised to get a win at all. This is why a lot of the time, especially recently, I'll go off script and I'll basically just like ignore a few of the requests. I really do, like, especially for a while now, I would just prefer like a few like class-based requests. Because the ones that request, like, drafting specific things or drafting specific deck archetypes often just result in me losing again and again and again. Why did I throw back my 2-1? I feel like that was a dumb idea. So I Clockwork Gnome on my first turn. Then my opponent can either coin hero ability or do nothing. If they coin hero ability, I Crazed Alch my Clockwork Gnome, trade in. I end up with a 1-1 and a 2-2. 1-1 has Death Rattle. My opponent's on turn 2, so I can trade again. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to start giving, like, severely lower priority to the deck requests that require me picking certain cards, because often they'll just, you know, result in losing a lot. So the class ones are fine. Class ones are still fine. Would gladly receive a few of those. Again, the easiest way to do that is in the comments down below. Or if you don't have a Google Plus account and don't want to use Google Plus, because I think the comments require you doing so, you can also contact me on Twitter at @RhapsodyPlays. Crazed Alchemist Amani Berserker actually has some really interesting kind of things it can do. So here's the point where my opponent needs to decide if I am a zoo deck, and if it's worth their while coining a hero power. It's not the wrong play. It is definitely not outright wrong. This is basically just using a coin as a wisp, kind of. 0 mana, 1-1. Murph? Murph 888? Come on, buddy. I know you've got it in you. All you need to do...
I wonder...
Coin and hit that hero power, buddy. Buddy. Button, buddy. Alright, let's interact with the map in a little bit of a fashion because this man is taking 7 trillion years. Close that again. Pop all these. Let's get not boot meta. It's got to be radish meta today. Okay. Oh. Too easy. My meta is too strong. So off the back of my opponent playing nothing, I immediately played the Amani Berserker. Especially since they burnt out the rope, I need to play as quickly as possible. Because this means it goes back to their turn and they're on rope meta. And rope meta is particularly weak against rush meta, which is a Canadian rock band. Could easily be worth my time just fell guarding this turn.
I will enjoy watching.
And the reason it's so worth my time to fell guard this turn is because if my opponent does return, one of the big ways for them to get back in the game would be Consecration or the True Silver Champion. So now my opponent would actually need both of those to get back in the game. That said, it's definitely not, you know, already won. Welcome back. Okay, just to push out more damage. It also keeps it out of consecration range, which means that if my opponent consecrates, I get a spare part from this, and I also have a 5-1 and a 5-1. Okay. Anything else? Now I just need to push damage. Yep, I totally took advantage of the fact that my opponent wasn't there. Yep. But you don't queue up into a game when you're not there. Like, why would you do that? You're just wasting other people's time at that point. I know... If, you know what, if I was playing a more, like, level deck, I think I would have tried to at least wait for them. Maybe. I think it's just because I really want to get a win with this deck and I just have no chance. So now this person is deliberately wasting my time. There's nothing they're going to cast on 0 mana. They're just waiting so that they can piss me off. I don't blame them, to be honest.
Who you want me killed? Pathetic to fight your own battles.
I could have pushed one more damage that turn. So here's the part where my opponent consecrates, and then I need to get another minion on the board somehow. Because consecrate will wipe this, 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 and this. My opponent goes down to 3 health. I need to somehow have another minion on the board before I can attack the face.
Your opponent's left.
So I need my minion to stick. Oh no. I'm not exactly going to count that as a win in the grand scheme of things, because it wasn't. We didn't win. There was no success there. There was no triumphing over unaccountable odds. It was just, oh, they weren't here. Hey, go for the face, go for the face, go for the face. Okay, so I found a match because the cancel button has disappeared, but we are yet to load into it. I'm just ready to lose my next 2 matches. This deck is straight up trash. Oh, man.
Gul'dan versus Uther.
I will fight with honor. Your soul shall be mine.
Both sides of it. Excellent. Whoa! Bloodsail Corsair is actually surprisingly good. So we'll keep that in hand until a True Silver Champion is played. It kills half of a True Silver Champion, which usually, I mean, a True Silver Champion is almost always played on the same turn that it takes a swing, so that makes the Bloodsail Corsair as effective as a Acidic Swamp Ooze right now. Of course, it has a worse distribution of stats, but it's still as effective as it.
I smell
I was considering coining out the Leponome as well, but then it's too good of a response to just, yeah, reinforce.
Reporting for duty.
Whereas right now, I am Marnie Berserker,
It's time for
and now the reinforce is a liability. My opponent would need to buff their reinforce before they can attack. Hopeful of removing my dude.
Who you want me killed?
How YOLO do I want to play?
First kill.
You know what? Fuck it. Quite YOLO. Consecrate, or True Silver Champion, but both require the Ogre Brute not 50-50 missing and hitting my face instead. If it misses and hits my face, I'm gonna have a great time. Hit the face. Here we go. Hit the face. One face hit. And I'm fucked. I've lost now.
Well.
Thank you.
Like, yeah. So dreadfully lost. So having the perfect buff cards, because he even managed to keep it alive, and then hitting the 50-50. Blood Corsair is actually, well, not horrible, but it's not great against that. So. And, see, the thing is, I now have to try and fight my opponent's field, which means I've already lost. There's nothing I can do against my opponent's field. Just gonna adjust the score accordingly. These are the kind of arena games that make me quite sad. When there's just no actual chance for me to win at all. And, you know, I can't concede, so. I just get to sit here and look longingly into Uther's eyes, waiting for him to bring death upon me. Come on. It's not that difficult. Play your Boulder Fist Ogre.
Ready to ride.
Man, if I got one of those Hellfires, this deck would be so much stronger. Just one. Am I already dead? 9 damage on field. So all it takes is a Truce of a Champion, a Blessing of Might, a Blessing of Kings,
Reporting for duty.
another Wolf Rider, Quartermaster would do it as well. Yeah, that's a thing that could happen. Sorry, did anyone think it was actually jumping the gun for me to adjust the score? Okie dokie. One win. Only because the opponent, well, basically wasn't in existence. I think I'm gonna have to play some Isaac after this. Because at least Isaac more often than not at least, gives you a fair playing ground.
Gul'dan versus Gul'dan.
So many bad one-drop minions offered. Oh, I could have gotten more Harvest Golems and... oh, no. These are all bad. I actually need to throw them all back to have a chance to win. I need 2 one-drops at least. None of those are one-drops. Now, the difference between a one-drop... Like, I'm just going to explain a little bit about terminology here. The difference between a one-drop and a 1-mana card is so significant. So a one-drop is a creature or a spell even that you will play that only costs 1 mana. Right? That is a 1 drop. Actually, corruption that. This. And that's a 1 drop because you will drop it given 1 mana. Say, corruption is not a 1 drop. It does cost 1 mana because you're not going to play it on 1 mana almost ever. Okay, Bluegill Warrior. Hopefully I draw. No. Just looking for a 1 mana card. Hey, I gotta hope my opponent in this game taps way too much. That'd be really helpful. Come on, Knive. Just tap a little too much. Tap every turn. Be a handlock. Got an Iron Beak Owl. I might actually do well against a handlock. Mortal Coil wrecks me. If my opponent plays a Mortal Coil, I'm going to be Tyrannosaurus wrecked. Ah. Well, that's lovely. Hey, I'm actually not too far behind. That's, you know, 4 cards on my opponent and 1 on me. Like, I need to develop things, but those are so bad. Alright. Oh, God. Hey, at least I got to develop 2 cards anyway. And this has about it. In fact, this has equal strength to this. So tapping was outright correct. Because without the tap, I would have that 1-1 and this 2-1, right? But this is a 2-1 anyway, and it's got a death rattle, and it's a mech. Whereas this is a beast, and I have no beast synergy. So it doesn't matter. I'll silence that. I also could have taken the time to kill the Violet Teacher this turn, but I have no interest in doing that. I guess my biggest threat right now would be either Shadow Flame or Hellfire. Both of which clear my board. One of which, Shadow Flame, actually leaves nothing on my opponent's board. Hellfire would leave my opponent with a 3-2 though.
Embrace the light.
Okay, my opponent's not going to play any secrets, so I don't have to worry about that. Oh, hey, look, it is kind of like semi-handlockish. So you should use that in almost all circumstances to kill my 2-2. Hit the face? Oh, please. Oh, thank you. Emergency coolant. So, attack that, demon fire it. It doesn't matter either way. And then emergency coolant this, develop the micro machine, attack the face. So this is all about me trying to stop my opponent from having absolutely any way to destroy my micro machine before next turn when it's going to be a 4 damage creature. I'm just trying to... there is no long play for me right now. I just need to push damage constantly. I don't have any long play. Like, my most expensive minions are on 3. My most expensive anything is on 3. I need some way to destroy this. That's not gonna do it. If I have to replay something, I'm gonna end up losing the game.
I am ready.
Drink with me, friend.
Job's done. It's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to drag it between these two, but apparently if you drag it back to the field, it just goes to that side. Uh-oh. Okay, so hit. This removes 3 damage. This removes 3 damage as well. So hit. I end up with 5 damage left on the field. My opponent only has a 5/3, but they have 7 mana to develop something. So I have 5 damage on the field. My opponent has 12 health. I need 7 damage worth in a card plus another card from my deck. I have a total of 1 option for giving me that, basically. Oh no, wait, I have no options. And now I have less options. Fewer options, my apologies. Dark Ball. Yeah, I'm screwed. As I said, I need my opponent not to have taunts as well. And this is a game where my opponent had a taunt. Oh hey, a Tinkertown tech. I can kill the Fen Creeper now. Yay! So what you get from that, reversing switcheroni. Oh baby.
It's time for a little blood.
This actually would have been a strong follow-up if my opponent didn't have a taunt. Would have been a pretty strong turn, actually. Come on. Tap yourself down to death. You just gotta tap 6 more times. Come on. Knife? Knife? Ugh, it feels really weird to say that without this pluralization at the very end. Knife? Come on. Just 6 more taps. I know you want to. I know you want to. Huh. That's actually not going to work for me, Knife. So that removes my Tinkertown. The 5/5 goes for my 2. My opponent is very confident in their hand. Huh. Look at this opponent not thinking that I have 6 more damage, not thinking that I have 10 more damage in hand. Excellent. Well, I can double swap my minion, so that's really good. Felguard. Oh. Let's give him the mad alchemist blaze. Okay, so I'm gonna swap it.
That was a mistake.
And then I swap it back. Yeah, we won the game.
Who you want me killed?
I'm just digging around at this point. 5/5 goes into my 3/5. 2/4 goes into my 5/1. I end up with a 2/2 on the field. Oh, all that could happen. That's a thing that similarly could happen. At least I gotta make that sick oops play there at the end. So what we're hoping for here is a very good pack to make all of this worthwhile. I don't deserve 2 things. I definitely don't deserve 30 gold. You should have given me 10 dust. Damn it! Of course not. Hey, I get to DE the Cobalt Guardian because it's absolute bullshit. Let's get back to the title screen so that I can say that my name has been Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Hearthstone Arena, the name of the deck is... well, what would that be? It's 1/3 Warlock, lowest cost. It's gotta be, like, low cost, so that's bargain, right? Bargain bin. Yeah, because... bargain bin, right? Everything in there costs, if you don't know what a bargain bin is, it's like where your local store will put all of the stuff that they don't want, like, in stock anymore, so they mark it down heavily. So everything in there was trash, but it all cost basically nothing. Hey, bargain bin. My name's been Rhapsody, hopefully you've been enjoying yourself. If you have, please click like, it does help get my content out to new people. There's also a playlist in the description down below for my arena, for my ranked, and for my adventures in Hearthstone. And hopefully, we'll see you next time.